Good morning. We're demonstrating the new Greenlee cable length meter from Greenlee. It's the CLM1000. It comes with a case, instruction manual, 2 leads, 2 calibration clips, and the meter itself. The meter has a stand on the back, so we'll open that up for easy use. To show the operation of the buttons on this meter, we'll go ahead and turn the rotary switch to 18 gauge. You have a backlight. If you press it once, the backlight comes on. After 30 seconds, the backlight will automatically shut off. To turn it off, just press the button again. If you want to read cable in feet and inches or meters, it's showing meters now. To change to feet, press it once, it'll go to feet, back to meters. It'll also read copper and aluminum cable. So it's set to copper now. One press, go to aluminum, back to copper. The hold button, once you make a reading, you want to hold that measurement, you can press the hold button. You'll see the DH for data hold. It'll keep that reading on there. To turn it off, press again. You can also turn the hold button off by pressing the feet and inches. You can also turn it off by pressing copper aluminum. It has a memory feature and an up and down arrow, which is used if you want to select a special size cable that you'd like to calibrate and measure. We'll show that later on. And then again, the calibration is used to set up and calibrate the meter each time it's turned on. The meter will measure 18 gauge to 1000 MCM copper, aluminum. It has to be insulated. You can't measure bare wire because it reads resistance and it all touches each other, so you won't get an accurate reading. It's also good to have a wire stripper handy. You'll have to have access to both ends of the cable. And if it's not stripped, it's always good to have a nice stripper that you can just strip the wire off easily. And give yourself a good end to measure. In order to use the meter each time, it has to be calibrated. So in order to calibrate it, we'll turn it back off. If you look at the top of the meter, you have red terminals, black terminals. Take your red leads, plug them into the red, black terminals into black. Turn the meter on to resistance. And when it comes up, it's now ready to calibrate. Take your 2 leads. Make sure the leads themselves are clean of debris. Clip onto the calibration clip. Again, make sure your leads are clean. And then put the other lead on there as close as possible. You don't want them to be spread apart right here. Once you get those attached, you can press the calibration. You'll get 4 dashes that go across. Then the word done. And you'll see resistance at the top. It's ready to read. Go ahead and disconnect. Now we're ready to read cable. To demonstrate this, we'll take a 500-foot spool of 12 gauge. We'll go ahead and rotate this around to 12 gauge wire. And you simply attach the leads. This is a 500-foot spool. As you can see, we have it set up for copper, which is okay. We're going to go ahead and change it to feet and inches. 500-foot spool is measuring 499.7 or 8 feet. And that's the way to use the Greenlee cable length meter. Again, it'll measure 18 gauge to 1000, preset, ready to go. If you have a special size, I'll show you how to operate that. We'll release this. We have some 2 gauge THH in here. And in order to use the user select, again, we do the calibration process the way we did before. We'll rotate around to the second preset. And if the preset is open, it'll say the word no on there. If the preset is used, it'll say OL. So this preset is open. So in order to set this now, all we have to do is go ahead and take the meter. And we already know the length of this is 64 feet. So we're going to want to set this so it's ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll press calibrate. And it comes up to 16. We're going to want to run this up to 64 feet. Once it gets to 64 feet, we'll press memory. The memory will show us that it's done. The 4 dashes will come across just like we did before in the calibration. We'll get it set to exactly 64 feet. We'll hook up our leads. We'll press memory. The 4 dashes come across. Done. That's now set. We can pull these leads back off. And again, when we come back to measure this, we're now set for this particular size cable. If it was a special size cable, you have 8 presets that you can set. That is the use of the Greenlee CLM1000 cable length meter. As always, it comes with an instruction manual. Make sure you read and follow the instructions. And good luck.